What is your dream? What is your aspiration? Does your dream or aspiration keep you on track when chasing your goals? This is the second part of the educational conversation on how best we can educate the child of the 21st century with none other than Shamim Nirere. Failure and learning how to pick yourself up while you're chasing your wildest dreams are some of the things highlighted in this second part of the conversation. If you have just jumped into segment 2, that's episode 17, make sure that you first listen to episode 16 so that you have a clear mind on what's being talked about in this episode. Listen in.
You really can't
I think
give.
parents are the primary educators.
Parents are the primary educators so much, and goodness, it makes so much difference if a parent you educate you really can transform your child.
Yeah.
You can. That I'm so sure about it. So teachers also can't give what they don't have.
Oh yeah.
Most teachers, when we are at university, of course we are taught our subjects. We're going to teach and basic foundations in education and maybe psychology, how to manage people. But there are some things, if you do not educate yourself to know the trends, what is changing, you will not know why your classroom needs to change.
Yeah.
And also most administration schools have other businesses to take care of. They have to increase enrollment, so they'll have to get children to pass well. That's their primary focus.
Yeah.
There are not many who focus on these things.
Yeah, you've spoken about teaching yourself something, and I remember the statement that you made in one of your videos. Should I call it, is that also a vlog?
It's communication.
Yeah, you made one line, like I don't know what else you said before, after, but disrupt yourself.
Before you're disrupted.
Yes.
As teachers, we need to disrupt ourselves. Goodness, everybody in their profession. Let me give you a good example. You are a lawyer.
Yeah.
But recently, this year still, I don't know why you consider this year as last year.
I told you this year has 2 years. This year has 2 years in it.
Early this year, we had a contract to make with one of the institutions in Kampala. And of course, we have a lawyer as Izere Education, but we don't have them on retainer. So I went online and learned how to make an MOU. Yeah. And I called him and he guided me. And I did it myself basically, and we signed an MOU. So if we are getting into automation in maybe 10 years or even 5 years, where maybe there's an app that can do for me legal stuff, or so for you, how are you disrupting yourself as a lawyer? How are you going to remain relevant in the face of automation and automation where apps are going to replace you? It means you're going to be creative about your knowledge. You're going to maybe give us something more. You're going to communicate. If you've been educating me about how I can know my rights, definitely I'm coming to you. Definitely I'm going to regard you as a thought leader in your space. So you disrupt yourself, guys.
It's more like disrupt the status quo.
You disrupt the status quo.
Be
transform,
creative.
like reinvent yourself. Right now, as a teacher, how do you reinvent yourself? We are in COVID right now. The future of work has changed. Then ask yourself, for me as a teacher, what should I be teaching in my class? Then reinvent you to be that teacher. You cannot be unemployed when you're that person that is needed. Be a problem solver. Be a problem solver. If you started IT right now, and you can't find a job, really how? So every profession right now, you must be serious about reinventing yourself, because we are 45 million Ugandans right now. And I remember in senior 2, I don't remember which year, but they used to ask us the population of Uganda, and they used to say 24 million, because it was like that for so long. I don't remember early my O level or primary 7, I don't remember, and it's not very many years ago, so it's like 15 years ago maybe. So it means we've actually doubled, and plus tripled. We've almost tripled. So it means by 2030, we are predicting, UN predicted that our population will double by 2050, but for me I think by 2035 we shall have doubled. So if we are 100 million Ugandans, where are we going to get the jobs? Where? If you do not start right today and say, wow, what does the future of work need? What do I need to learn?
Yeah.
And you educate yourself. Don't wait for the teacher to teach you, because
class.
if you left university, are you going to complain and say, our education system, we didn't study this really? Yeah. With internet, study it yourself. Teach yourself.
It's easy. Let me tell you something that I've realized in my period of growth. I would say it's easy for us to cast blame.
Yeah.
We never want to take accountability. It's very easy for us to cast blame.
It's human nature, I guess.
So you say something like, we didn't study that in school.
Okay. You see our education system, they didn't teach us that. That's why I got out of the class and said, I need to fix some things here. Like, we can't complain. And it hurts me to see a university student complaining. Let's let primary people complain, or parents. But you are a 21st century child. Teach yourself. Yeah. I've taught myself to do programming in WordPress, not because I want to do technology, no, but because I need to know these things.
Need the skill.
Because we teach them to our children. I cannot teach programming or have trainers teach programming at Izere Education, and I don't know what the things are.
Yeah.
You need the knowledge. If I could have been serious, I could be doing my own website. So we are in the gig economy. Gig economy needs skills. So teach yourself those things. Teach yourself those things. So we should all be educators.
Sure.
So the other thing, I'm still that was from critical thinking. Then collaboration. That I won't say so much. Collaboration is how you work with people. Right now we are in the good thing. The example of COVID. You can do so much work with someone in the US, someone at office. You don't have to be there.
Yeah.
So how do we tap into collaboration? When I see that you're doing Equate, Nabuguzi, Equate is something I'm passionate about, equity in education. Yeah. How do I reach out and say, wow, I would love to, how can we work together? Yeah. How can you synergize, someone has a skill you don't have, work together with them. Because for me, I look at synergy as like 1 + 1 = 11. Really, it brings so much. Thing. And also collaboration. How do you work remotely, for example, right now?
Yeah.
You cannot say I can't work when I'm not at office. You can. If someone gives you work to do it, even when you're not there. So that's collaboration. How are you being flexible about collaboration, and also looking out for people to support? We are in a world of. For me, I look at, instead of competing, why not collaborate?
Oh, yeah.
I get people asking me, why is there a school? Like, do you consider to make a school? I wouldn't want to make a school. Why compete with these schools when I can actually collaborate with other schools, you see?
High five. Yeah, right.
You can collaborate. You can
it's more like
really collaborate.
Integration.
Yes.
Integrating it into the system that we already have to make it better.
Yes. If you're maybe you can make a law firm, but then you can also work around with people already working this, and you establish your niche, and you say, for me, this is my niche, and you collaborate with all those legal firms because they are seeking you out. So we've talked about knowledge, what you know and understand. Number 2, then the skills, what you apply the knowledge. Those are the forces: creativity, communication, collaboration, critical thinking. Then we go to character, how you show up in the world. Oh, that one. I have a friend, my coach recently told me, she's called Shamim, she's in the UK. Hi, babe. She always tells me she matters. I always tell her I like your work ethic. When Shamim says the meeting is at 2 p.m. maybe Ugandan time, or it's her time, she'll make sure she'll send you an invite on Zoom. Like, everything is there. Like, literally at that time she'll be there openly. So I like her. She communicates well. When she says, I'll give you this work tomorrow, she will do that. So I always tell her, your work ethic is good. And she says, you know what, Shamim, you have to mind how you show up in the world. So that is like, how do people experience you?
Right.
If I'm meeting you for the first time, Nabuguzi, really, how do I want you to? How do I want you to experience me?
Yeah.
It means you're going to put in effort in the things you do. You're going to manage your time. You're going to be a person of your word. So we look at your core values. What are you known for?
Yeah.
When you're not in the room and someone says, "Can you believe she did this?" Someone will say, "No, that's not her. That's not her."
Something like that happened to me. And this is someone that I disliked. Okay, there's a guy who was chasing me, and he was really annoying. And then I was in my bed, these guys were in the bar, and someone said I'd said something. He stood up and said, "Anne would never do that."
Thank you. And
now I was shocked because this is someone that I believed. I don't like you.
Yeah, but he said Anne would not do that. That is, I mean,
I was in shock.
It's branding. You've branded. Maybe you have that integrity that says no, she didn't do that. But there are things people would. Someone tell you something and you have to ask 5 people to confirm it because you don't trust them. So this comes into our core values. What do you stand for? What are you known for? What are you passionate about? How do you show up? Like, do you put in effort in how you look, your branding, your appearance? And are you a person of your word? Do you say, I'm going to deliver this project today, and you deliver it? So next time I know someone who needs your services, I'm going to root for you and say, Anne will do that.
Root for you.
I rely on that girl. If she says she'll do it, she'll do it. Because that's what will keep you on the job. You can get a job, you can be connected and get a job, but if you're not doing it, if your character is not right, your attitude. So in this, how you show up in the world is your character, your people skills, your attitude, goodness.
Emotional intelligence.
Your emotional intelligence, how you manage things. So it means this is the education we need to have. As even in classroom, we need to be teaching children these things. You should have core values. Integrity is important, so that we know that our human resource as Ugandans, when actually Uganda, we have people we know that, actually if this is the country, if they said that, they do it, or people from this country behave like this. So how do we want to be known for behaving? So that is character education. It brings me back to what you said. Should the onus be on the teacher to teach this? The parents. There's some things we teach at home. You develop emotional intelligence of a child from childhood, from the time they are 2, they are 1 year. How the child is crying, how you hold them, how you respond. You let them speak what is hurting them. You ask them, so do you need my help, or can we talk about it? Can you do it? You don't just shut up a child like, shut up, don't copy that. Like, times have changed. Times have changed. These things will come back to bite. It means when they're at work, they will not know how to communicate their feeling, or they will snap at maybe the superior,
or just burn out,
or they will bottle this in. They bottle until they can't hold it anymore, and they break down. So character is so important, how we teach. Then the last one is the metacognition, the ability, the learning. So metacognition is in 2 ways. There's machine learning and human learning. So in machine learning, for example, the machine can get smarter. Like every day, this algorithm in Facebook can get smarter. They know that if I commented on Anna's thing, it will show me her notification. It's getting smarter every day. And no one's doing that. It's being programmed to be that. But then also our brains, we can get smarter. We need to have the learning to learn, the ability to learn. Of saying, right now, what skills do I need? And you actually develop the growth mindset to learn it. So in metacognition, we look at self-awareness and the growth mindset. You need to know yourself. I know, personally, the reason I carry many books and I write, I know I forget people's names, for example. And in people skills, I need to communicate. I need to call you Anna. I need to call you Nabuguzi.
There's something about calling someone's name in communication. There is a connect. I don't know what it does. You may help me understand it.
It is part of communication. You need to. It shows someone that you actually value them. You know them.
The value.
So if I have the self-awareness, know that I have a challenge with that. It means when I'm meeting people, I'll write their names down so that I can remember that you're called Anna. So that I don't say that person this. No. So that self-awareness of knowing that I am sometimes rude. I need to work on that. I'm so defensive. I want to always be right, and you know that you can't be that all the time. You need to actually have the humility to learn. Because
to undo yourself,
you have to unlearn some things. So you need the self-awareness of knowing, okay, so what are my strengths and my weaknesses? If I struggle with waking up early, if I struggle with timekeeping, then it means if you have a meeting at 9, then you'll have to prepare to be there by maybe 8:30, because that's your weakness. So that you're not known as someone who is always rushing around haphazard. You can't keep things together, you can't remember things, You slow down and sort yourself out. So that is important. So we need to be teaching our children to have the self-awareness of knowing your strength, how you use your strength, how you manage your weaknesses, and how you learn to live with people with their weaknesses and their strength. So we need to be getting the strength to be building our children literally, to get them to have a growth mindset of knowing that basically growth mindset is believing that your brain can get smarter if you put focus on it. For example, we used to think even some courses you're not given some courses because you're not a scientist. But guess what? We can do programming, computer science. Anyone can do that, as long as you put your mind on it. So having that growth mindset of knowing that I can learn these things and you put in effort. In a growth mindset, we reward effort. So in classrooms, we teach children putting effort, to embrace failure, and to believe in continuous learning.
The part of embracing failure. That's very important.
But you realize that this is so much for a teacher to teach.
I know.
Teacher cannot teach all the things.
I mean, he can't give you, and he gives you 0% and saying, please embrace
the character, then no, it's a journey. It is even at home how we communicate with our children. How we see something in our child. Maybe most children fear failure. They fail, and oh my goodness, they will cry.
Society has conditioned us like that. But I mean, I told in somewhere in your comment box where the child was killed in a school.
Beaten.
Yes.
How do you beat a child for failing exams?
This was happening in my school.
Like how?
It was there was an assembly.
How is that helping that child?
There was an assembly for that.
You're saying that failure is wrong. I'm in the startup world, and goodness, you girl, you fail.
All the time.
You're right. You pitch and they trash what you're saying.
All the time.
You fail. But
and you have to get better. Yourself.
When you fail, you need to learn and ask, so how did I fail here? How can I get better? It's a skill we need to nurture from class and remind them that, you know what, you can get better. Put in effort, you know. Failure is not bad, but are you learning from that failure? You cannot fail at the same thing every day. You need to embrace it. And you're not always going to win every day. You can't.
You said something about the international schools having something, particular skills that they may teach. I have a family friend whose examination papers I borrowed when I was in O-level. And she's bright. And she was in Namagunga then. So I would look at her examination papers, and it has something like an 8 or 6 in chemistry. And I'm always scoring maybe 40s. And the moment she would get her examination papers, she would add comments under the marks. And she was like, you can do better, Linda. And in my head, I'm like, are you serious? You're already high. What do you mean? I can't even score what you have. And you're talking about how you can get better. And now for me, that's how it helped me track. I started tracking my marks. I had a particular book. I got to the middle page. And I wrote down all my marks from S1 first term, and I was looking at my progress. So when the teachers would come, and maybe there were times when marks would get misrepresented on the sheet, I'd bring my book. I've recorded these things. Like, no, I got this. You can't give me this average. How does it come to this? Because I've been tracking.
So, but you see that came out from a teacher who put that comment, you can do better.
No, she was doing it herself, the student, with her, because I borrowed her examination papers to look at them, and she was pushing herself like, you can do better. And you would see progress in the different papers. I'm like, how does she do this? So now for me, I started talking to myself as well. I was like, yeah, you've scored this, but you can do better.
So you took that as a teachable moment.
It was for me. I've been in school. We've almost all of us have been in school, but I've picked more life skills than 1+1. I learned how to respect house helps from school, from a teacher. We didn't even have a house help then, but she one time came. I was in P6. She was teaching us science. I don't know what prompted her to talk about house helps. She came to class and told us to respect them, that we cannot call them by their names. We had to call them aunt. So luckily, the same year, we got a house help at home. And I asked what her name was. She's Sarah, and I kept saying Aunt Sarah. She's like, hey, don't ever. Now for her, because she wanted to still be young, she felt like calling her Aunt Sarah made her feel, it made her feel old. And then I don't know what else I got from school that is beyond 1+1 or what is science.
So that's the power of a teacher. A teacher can teach you something. Now, what's respect means is that person feels respected. You greet them, you know their name. The people skills. And we have people who at their work, they've spent a year at work, they don't know the askari's name, the security person. Yeah. You know, and these are people, this is a person who is an adult who as humans, we all have those needs. There's a Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We have the needs of belonging. We need to feel belong. We need to feel like there's a hierarchy, and apart from the basic needs like house, food, shelter, clothing, there are these other needs. For example, a need to belong. So the reason you find someone who will be agitated and shoot at you as a security person is because there are two reasons. Of course, psychologically, that's a defense mechanism, because it's a protection they already feel disrespected. So they have to show authority. So how do they show authority? They are being rude and mean and authoritarian. That's why most security people, actually, they don't negotiate. The minute they see you being hard, they become extremely hard and frustrating for you. Their mind
tells them to protect themselves immediately.
But how does it come? Is because as society we look down on such people, disrespect them. So when we lack that humility, it's you find it's affecting you at work. Something you didn't even learn at home. To respect people, to respect people's property, to respect everybody. So that's why I said there are so many teachable moments everywhere we go, in shopping, in restaurants, at home. So you cannot only wait for education to happen at school. No. It has to happen everywhere.
So when we speak about, as we are finalizing, when we speak about Izere Education, how do people get in touch? Which are the people that can be fitting in your system of education? Do you have a particular age group that you work with?
Okay, thank you so much. At Izere Education, we work with we are basically in education. We do trainings for teachers because we don't believe that these skills should only be got at Izere. No, we need the skills to be in the classroom, because the teachers are one of the big stakeholders in our education. So if they have these skills, then my child will go to school and will be transformed by that teacher. So we do teacher trainings to get the teacher to incorporate all these skills in their classroom, to have those outcomes. We work with parents, of course. We remind parents.
Work with parents as well.
We remind parents that this is you're the first educator. You're the first educator. So you need to know the future of work. You need to know the skills that have changed. Because I see parents asking me, so which is the best school? Please recommend.
The best school.
For me, the best school is a myth. What the best school is a school that is giving a child the things. So you need to be knowledgeable, then you can make an assessment. Maybe a school won't give you everything, but you could look out for what is important for you, then you get there. So we do also work with we have clubs in schools. We do have I Speak Club, where we do run 3 hubs in that club. We run I Speak. We teach public speaking, communication, and basically confidence building. Then I Create. We teach programming. We teach robotics, we teach art, and we teach design thinking. Well, that's the art of problem solving, because today's child needs to be tech savvy. They need to know these skills. And then we have a life skills hub where we do life coaching for teenagers, because we believe in preventive. It's not therapy. We don't offer therapy, but we work with young people to be the best versions of themselves. We take them through coaching. We give them this vision. Setting the vision and seeing themselves in future, seeing the possibility that they can be transformers of their country and community, and it changes their behavior. They get more motivated, and you find that the person who was going to be a rebel teenager, they actually the best person they've transformed and all, and basically life coaching and life skills for children. So we run these clubs in schools, and we offer consultancy to schools to design these programs in their education, so that they are deliberate about nurturing a 21st century child.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we also offer it in low-income communities, because every child is creative, but not everyone has the opportunity. So we go there. So we work with communities in urban slums. We work in Kamocha. Then in low-income communities, we work in Kanungu.
Yeah.
And we are hoping to reach more. We have a goal of working with empowering 10,000 teachers by 2030 and having our clubs in over 50 schools by 2030.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah.
So when you speak about teenagers, teachers, parents, and communities, can someone just walk up to you and say they need these skills? Someone who is like my age mate?
Yeah. Young adults.
Am I a young adult?
Yeah, you're young. You are a young adult.
You know what shocked me? Recently I was writing an article on how
you're youth. Yeah.
Let me shock you. UN does not recognize me as youth.
Youth is up 35.
Let me shock you. UN says 15 to 24. I was offended.
No,
I said, what?
Come on. No. That's 2020s. Those are young adults in university and all that. So those ones we work with them, just basically to do mindset change, to tell you that where you're going, the skills you're going to university to get, everyone has those skills. So how are you going to be different? Yeah. So you can walk to us at Izere. You can check us out on Facebook.
Yeah.
Izere Education. We are on YouTube. Yeah.
So YouTube, Facebook. Is there any other platform that you use?
Yeah, we are available on Twitter, but a more interactive platform is we are working on we have an e-learning platform. It's going to be more active in January of 2021, and we are trying to integrate it to make it more interactive. Yeah, so that would be izereeducation.org, www.izereeducation.org.
Okay.
You can really find us there, and we share resources every single week for parents and teachers, free resources they can use in their classrooms. So we are basically putting a brick on our education system.
You are.
It's not about.
It's not even just a brick. What are you doing? You're putting core. You're putting core from the building where it has to be set.
Because we need to build Uganda. We all have the mandate to
We're
contribute
very much
to Uganda.
appreciative of your contribution to the nation's growth.
Yeah.
Do you get to, apart from the social media and virtual places where people can contact you, do you get to go as far as giving out phone numbers of people to call you up?
Our phone number is 772 475243.
All right.
772-475243. That's our number. We actually even offer free consultancy to parents sometimes if you need to discuss.
And can that just be done on a call?
Yeah, we offer a free call every week. So if you book in, you can have a 40 minutes call.
Yeah.
Like really discovery call to see where you are, what you want to achieve, and how we can guide you or share with you something that can help you.
All right, thank you so much for sharing your time.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for hosting me. Oh my goodness.
I feel like this is not enough. There's a lot more we have to talk about.
Yeah, a lot more. There's something I think we didn't exhaust.
Which one is that?
I'm forgetting, but we need to exhaust something more about teachers and their personal development as well.
Yeah.
Next time maybe.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Ending the conversation with Nirere was so hard, man. She's so amazing. It was so good talking to her about the way forward in our education system. My overall takeaway point is that failing and learning how to get better is a skill we need to encourage, especially in this startup world. do get in touch with Nirere and have a one-on-one session with her to get you going about your goals or your child's as well. To have more of such thought-triggering conversations, make sure you have hit the subscribe button in your podcast platform of choice so that you don't miss out on any of the episodes. And as the episodes come about, feel free to share your insights about what connected with you from the published episodes. On social media, we are at #Nabuguzi Kiwanuka on Facebook and Instagram, and on Twitter. Our handle is... Did I just say Twitter? Yes, on Twitter, our handle is at HTNK Podcast. HTNK is all in caps lock and podcast is in small case. No space. It's just at HTNK Podcast. Catch you on the next episode. Ciao.